we are going to review a very useful and informative ebook that I've come across. It's called A Beginner's Guide to Computer Security. Now, this ebook is very useful, very to the point, basic. It's made for people that don't know much about computers, people that are beginners. And I'm glad they've made an ebook like this that finally normal people with not much education in computers can actually benefit from, that can actually understand. So this ebook, while I read through it, it was very user friendly. It was very easy to understand. Now, it teaches you about the different types of hackers. It starts off telling you that some hackers are actually good. They call them white hat hackers. Usually the ones that work for big companies, they test out, vulnerabilities to your computers and everything. It also tells you about how your antivirus is not invincible. There are some viruses that might get through, and it teaches you how to protect yourself against those viruses and how to put countermeasures against them. It also teaches you about phishing. Now, phishing is when they steal your login information, for example, Facebook, or your email, for example, Yahoo, Gmail. What they'll do is they'll send you an email and telling you that you have to tell them your password because they've done some changes to Facebook, for example. And it teaches you in this ebook, it explains what kind of phishing techniques are out there, how to tell from if it's a legit message or it's just a trap, a trick message to get your information. And it teaches you how to tell. And it also goes into explaining how there's also phone phishing, how to, those, I'm pretty sure you've heard about them, those scammers that call people and get their information. It goes into explaining that also. Now, a very good thing about this ebook, it teaches you about password security also. It teaches you how to make a password that's secure, and at the same time pretty good to remember it. It doesn't have to be very, very crazy, but it teaches you password security, how to make it so that the hacker can't figure out what your password is. Very important. Now, I'm glad they brought this up, and this is very important. I'm glad they brought it up to the light, because a lot of people don't know this, but public networks, for example, Wi-Fi hotspots like in Starbucks or in McDonald's, they're free, yeah, but a hacker can go there. He can set up what's called a network sniffer, and he could pick up everything that's going on, every network traffic. For example, let's say you log into your bank account. All of a sudden, they can get your bank information, your password. So it's very important to be aware about public networks, how unsecure they are. So it goes into explaining that and how to protect yourself and how to surf the web securely in public networks. And it also teaches you how to tell, this goes back to phishing, how to tell if the website you're on is legit or not, how to tell if it's secure. For example, if you're putting your credit card information, there's certain things you should be able to see on the browser that say it's secure or not, and that's how you can tell. Also, it goes into explaining firewalls, what they are, how they work. And a very important part of this ebook, and I'm also glad they brought this up and put it to the light, is your router, how unsecure it really is. Even though you make a password for your Wi-Fi, there's still another password, your actual physical router password. And most of the time it's set for default settings, the company default settings, and hackers know that, and they'll try to get into your router that way. So it's important you change your router password, and this ebook teaches you how to do that step by step, very easy to follow. I'm pretty sure anybody who doesn't have, any beginner out there can follow these instructions and be able to do this. Also, it goes into explaining browser add-ons, how you can add to your internet browser, Internet Explorer, Firefox, or Chrome, whichever one you might have, how to add add-ons to it so that it secures your password. It blocks pop-ups, those really annoying pop-ups that come up sometimes. It teaches you how to how to add those add-ons so that it blocks all that and protects you. Very useful. I didn't even know that, and so I've got a lot of this ebook. Even though I could say I'm pretty advanced with computers, I still got a lot out of this guide, this beginner's guide. You got to know all the basics, and very good ebook. I really recommend it. It also goes into explaining how when you download files, how to tell if they're secure. Now, I'm pretty sure you've downloaded a file before and it says, are you sure you want to run this program? It could be harmful to your computer, and you don't know to click yes or no. Well, this ebook will teach you how to tell if it's legit and when you should click yes or no. Very useful. It also goes into explaining how you should always be updating your computer. Always, because if you don't update it, hackers can see the vulnerability in your computer from you not updating it, and they can get in that way. And it explains how to update it, when to update it, and how to set parameters for that, which is really, really, really important. And it also talks about when you download a file, even from a legit website, when you download a program, it's always bundled with these toolbars, and I'm pretty sure you've probably seen this. And it teaches you how to watch yourself not to install these bundled toolbars, because they try to trick you, and they're very clever at it too. They want you to click next, but you really don't know what's going on there. So this ebook teaches you how to watch out for that. Also, the ebook finishes off talking about erasing files. How when you erase something out of your computer, program, picture, whatever it might be, it's not actually deleted. You can actually recover that. So it teaches you how to delete it permanently, what program to use if you wanted to do that. For example, you might give away your computer and you don't want them to know or be able to recover your stuff. It teaches you how to erase your stuff permanently if you want to. Now this ebook, like I said, I was pretty impressed with it. I'm so glad they finally made an ebook like this for beginners, for people that don't know much about computers out there. So I'm pretty glad Your Tech Security made this ebook. I give them props for that. Like I said, I really recommend this ebook. I recommend you purchase it. It'll be a really good investment for you. It'll teach you a lot about computers. After reading this guide, you might not even have to hire a professional tech to come and delete your viruses, because you'll have that knowledge. You'll know how to do it, and you'll know how to protect yourself, how to keep your computer secure. Alright, so that concludes this review for A Beginner's Guide to Computer Security ebook. I really recommend this ebook. Like I said, if you do not know much about computers, if you're a beginner, you're starting out, it's very important that you know what this ebook teaches you. I recommend you purchase it, you look through it, and you gain the knowledge that is very important nowadays. You got to know computer security nowadays, because if you don't, it's very probable that you're going to let viruses in and your computer is going to go, out of business. It's going to stop working, and you could save a lot of money by investing in this ebook here and learning everything about computer security. Like I said, it's really easy to follow. It's made for beginners. If you purchase it, I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Thank you for watching this review, and have a good rest of your day.